Yeah, hi. Today we're gonna take topic called checkpoint. Fine. So what is checkpoint? So checkpoint is nothing but verification point which is used for comparing actual result with expected result. Fine. So what is actual result or actual value? Value that present in application, so that we call actual value. Right? Expected value means value that is supposed to be in application. Correct, what we anticipate from system, so that is expected value, and actual value is always vary, it's always different. Correct, so checkpoint will help you to compare actual value with the expected value. Fine, so let's learn how to use checkpoint in qtp and how it helpful for testing. Fine, so there are different checkpoints are there, we're gonna see each one by one. Correct, so first checkpoint we call standard checkpoint. First checkpoint we call standard checkpoint. So this standard checkpoint will help to compare property value of any object in application with the expected value. Correct, so using standard checkpoint we can compare any application expected values. Fine, so how we can use standard checkpoint? Fine, standard checkpoint, right? So let's take example. So we are using first standard checkpoint. Alright, so we are testing currently calculator application. Okay, calculator application. Fine, and now we got requirement from client that this calculator window size, height, width, everything has to remain same, it should not change. Fine, so this window application height, width, name, text, everything it has to remain always same, even when new version come or when tested to regression testing. Fine, so this is our requirement, so for that we can apply standard checkpoint. Okay, so how we can use standard checkpoint, let's see. So click record button. Okay, so we can apply checkpoint during recording or we can apply checkpoint after recording from active screen. Fine, let's see both method. Fine, so now we want to use checkpoint on this calculator. Okay, calculator, how we can do, let's see. So click on the record button, select window application tab, click OK. Fine, as soon as we click OK, we are in recording mode. Now go to menu, go to insert, go to checkpoint, and we need to select first checkpoint called standard checkpoint. Right, shortcut of standard checkpoint is F12, which we use for shortcuts. Correct, so click on standard checkpoint. Okay, and our qtp will get disappear from machine. Okay, and your cursor become hand button. So we have to click on that standard window where we want to apply standard checkpoint. Fine, so we are clicking on this calculator title bar. Fine, so displaying object selection checkpoint properties, right? It displaying window calculator, so it's correct, so click on OK button. Fine, as soon as we click OK, it will display window checkpoint property, name of checkpoint is calculator, class of that object is window. Fine, and displaying here that object property and values. Correct, and wherever we see here check, so each time now qtp will check this property and value, this property and value. So now we have checked or selected properties enable, values true, height 322, text calculator with 228. Fine, so we want this application property value always remain same in all version as well as in regression cycle further. Fine, so this is our requirement. Fine, so we are applying checkpoint on this object calculator and these are the property values. Fine, here we can see checkpoint timeout displaying 10 seconds. So when we click run button or when we execute this script, Qt will take 10-second time to compare this property value on that object. Right? By default time is 10 seconds. By default time is 10 seconds. So we can increase or decrease this. Fine. Now click OK. Right? And stop recording. So as soon as we click stop recording, QTP has generated script on line number 4, window calculator dot checkpoint on calculator. That means we have applied checkpoint on calculator. Fine. So this is option number 1, wherein we can start recording and apply checkpoint on that application in recording mode. Second option, we can go to view, active screen, and on active screen select that application title bar, right click and insert standard checkpoint. Okay, insert standard checkpoint. Fine. So from here also we can apply checkpoint after recording from active screen. So there are two options are there wherein we can apply standard checkpoint during recording and after recording from active screen. Fine. So both method is convenient. It's up to our choice which we want to use. Fine. So currently we want to use first method, first option during recording. Correct. So now we have applied checkpoint on calculator. Okay. When we use checkpoint and we run this script, always it will display result in a true or false or maybe pass or fail. Correct. Let's try to run this and see how it works. So click on run button. So now Qt will compare that selected property value with current property value. Fine. So let's assume we are in regression cycle number 2 or 3, right? And now Qt will compare that calculator property values again, right? So execution is get completed. Now let's go to automation result. Fine. Automation result. So let's see in result what is status. So status is displaying currently pass. Fine. So here standard checkpoint is pass. We have selected property enable hide text with, and these are the values. So previously it was same. Now also it's a same property value in further regression cycle. There is no change. Hence this checkpoint is pass. Okay, this checkpoint is pass. Fine. If we want, here we can use condition, if condition. So we can use before this, right, if. It's very simple. Okay, how to use this condition? It's very simple. Just write if, automatically then and end if will get generated. Correct. It's very simple. Correct. So after if we have to write what? Condition, which we want to check. Okay, and then we have to write here logic, or we can write here print. Fine. If we have second conditions, then we can write here else. Fine. So if this condition is get fulfilled, okay, then our Qt will print XYZ, else it will print ABC. Fine. So this is very simple logic here. Let's see how we can use in this checkpoint. Correct. So we have used this if part. After this as a condition. Okay, there should be no space, right? So we are putting a bracket. Then in next line write print standard checkpoint is pass. Fine. So if this conditions get fulfilled and that object have a same property value which we have selected, then checkpoint is pass. Else, let's copy this and we can write else checkpoint is fail. Correct? And here we have to write end if. Correct? If is a condition statement, right? We start with if and we close with end if. So here condition is start and here that condition is get end. So it's very important to write last end if, right? Otherwise this script will throw error. Fine. Let's save this script first. So we are storing this into our folder where we have stored all files. So this is our checkpoint test script. Correct? Let's click save. Fine. And now let's try to debug this script and let's see how it works. So debug, step into, click OK. Fine. So as soon as we start debug, we are in debug mode. Let's debug further. Debug, step into. Fine. So now QTP will start debug and now we are at line number 10 and now QTP will compare this object property value. Correct? If conditions get satisfied, then only it will go to then part, otherwise else part. Correct? Again click debug. So as soon as we debug, here we can see in print log, we have used print log, so it is printing here as an output standard checkpoint is pass. Correct? Because this condition is get fulfilled. Correct? Also let's go to result. Okay, in result it displaying checkpoint is pass. Fine. So we use print, right? So it will just prompt user that whether your checkpoint is pass or fail. Correct? Okay, so this is standard checkpoint and currently this standard checkpoint is pass because that selected object property value is same. Correct? So actual values is also same, expected value is also same, hence this standard checkpoint is pass. So when it will be fail, so when developer will change maybe this object size, height, width or some other property value which we have selected, then it will be fail. Correct? So manually we cannot change, right? We require code, then only we can change. So just for our understanding purpose, we are changing here expected result and we are comparing with actual result. Okay, so basically what we are doing here, let's go to object repository. In object repository we can see object calculator. Okay, calculator. So just for our understanding purpose, we are changing this object height 322 to 325. So this is our expected result now. Okay, this is our expected result, right? So this we are just doing to learn when checkpoint fail, and if checkpoint fail, then what will be the result. Correct? Because manually we can't change this object height or width, right? We require that code and it's not possible. Okay, so just for understanding purpose we are doing this. Correct? Let's try now debug. Fine, and let's see how it works. Debug, step into, click OK. Right? Debug, again debug. So as soon as we started debug, right, now QTP at line number 10. Now this if condition will check this selected object property values. If it's the same, then it will go to this part, else it will go to this part. So currently property value is different, hence it will go to else part, and this time standard checkpoint is fail. Correct? Standard checkpoint is fail. So let's investigate why it's fail. Let's get more detail in a result. So go to automation, go to result. Fine. So displaying now result fail. Right? Let's check why it's fail. So let's go to last, right? So it displaying here result fail. Now property name unable, value is true, so expected and actual currently match, right? So this property name and value is same, text width is also same, fine. But if we see here height, expected was 325 and actually is 322, expected was 325 and actually is 322, and there is a mismatch in the values, correct? And that's when this standard checkpoint is failed. Fine. So this is a very minute change which QTP easily identify, which manual tester cannot identify while testing. Correct? And that's the reason we are using standard checkpoint. Okay, standard checkpoint. Fine. So expected was 325 and actually is 322. Correct? So that's when our checkpoint is fail. Right? So this is our standard checkpoint which compare any standard object property value, right? So this is in our hand what object property value we have to select and compare it each time, right? But it depends on again requirement. Fine. So this is our standard checkpoint. Fine. Let's move to next checkpoint called bitmap checkpoint. So bitmap checkpoint will check or compare whether logo or bitmap is correct or not. It will check whether logo or bitmap is correct or not. Fine. Let's learn how to use bitmap checkpoint. Fine. So we are using same test script. In that we are trying bitmap checkpoint. Okay, bitmap checkpoint. So let's try bitmap checkpoint for Google website. So we are trying bitmap checkpoint on Google logo, right? So on Google website we can see logo. Fine. So this is Google logo, or we can say bitmap. Fine. So for this we can use bitmap checkpoint. So how to apply bitmap checkpoint? Let's see. Fine. So start record, go to insert checkpoint and select bitmap checkpoint. Correct? And this is that bitmap or logo, right? So we can click on this logo, right? So displaying object selection bitmap checkpoint property if it's correct. Okay, then click on OK. Fine. As soon as we click OK, QTP is displaying here bitmap checkpoint property. Object name is India. Class is web element. It's a website element. Basically, it's a bitmap or image. Fine. So this is that bitmap which QTP has captured. Fine. Now below this image we have two options: check entire bitmap or check only selected area. So we can check entire bitmap, or if you want we can select only particular area. So we are selecting check only selected area, right? And now when we put cursor inside this box, it is one. Now select this whole bitmap or maybe selected area which we want, correct, and save only selected area. Fine. So now QTP has captured this bitmap. Okay, QTP has captured this bitmap, right? And now QTP will take this bitmap and convert that everything as a pixel. Okay, small pixel, and now each time it will compare. So this is our expected result. Okay, this is our expected result, right? Which we are going to test each time or different regression cycle. Currently checkpoint timeout is 0. Let's make it 10 seconds. Okay, and click OK. Fine. And stop recording. Alright, stop recording. Fine. So on line number 19 we can see Qtip has generated script for Google bitmap checkpoint, browser Google, page Google, web element India, checkpoint India. Fine. So here also we can apply and use if condition to get proper result. Print bitmap checkpoint is pass, right? Else if there is a change in bitmap, then we can say bitmap checkpoint fail. Okay, bitmap checkpoint fail. Fine. So now let's try to debug this and see how it works now, right? So let's assume we are in regression cycle number 2. In that, again we are testing this logo or bitmap, right? Right click, debug from step, click OK. Fine. Debug. Fine. So now Qtip is displaying here bitmap checkpoint pass, right? Let's see the result. Go to automation, result, view, expand all. So currently displaying bitmap checkpoint pass, right? So when result of checkpoint is pass, Qt will not give more detail, it just display pass. But when it's failed, so Qt will display exact detail along with screenshot also why it's failed. Fine. So currently bitmap checkpoint is pass because it's the exact same image and there is no change in that. Fine. But what happened here, developers sometimes they change this image, maybe image resolution, right, or maybe image size, so that time it will be problem, correct? For any client, logo is very important, so severity is low but priority become high. So that's reason we have to check proper this logo, but here tester don't have expertise to check this logo properly, right? So that time we can use here bitmap checkpoint, correct? So currently our bitmap checkpoint is pass, but let's learn when bitmap checkpoint is fail, correct? So just for our understanding purpose, we are changing URL, okay, to let's say Google America. Let's try on this. Fine. Okay, so every country you will see here different logo, right? Or it's almost identical logo, I could say. See, this is Google Australia, right? You could try also Google UK. Alright, so now we are trying this same thing on Google Australia, right? Google Australia. Let's see what happens. Fine. So this logo is almost same, right? There's slight difference. Okay, so now let's try here bitmap checkpoint. Okay, so now right click. So we are trying this. So here our bitmap checkpoint is pass. Okay, but same thing if you try on different URL, so that time it will be fail. So currently we are trying on Australia, correct? So for this it will be fail, right? So it's a slight change in bitmap, right? So right click, start debug. Fine. So again Qtip will compare that bitmap or image pixel by pixel. If it's the same, okay, then bitmap checkpoint pass, otherwise it will be fail, right? So we are at line number 21, okay, so which we have kept in if condition. So now Qtip will compare that bitmap, okay, previous and current actual one, correct? But Qtp catch this bitmap and convert into pixel, and it will check pixel by pixel, okay, also color and everything, right, which is very minute thing. So we are at currently line number 24. Again click debug. So we'll get result here, bitmap checkpoint is fail. Okay, bitmap checkpoint is fail. Let's investigate why it's fail. So go to automation, result, view, expand all. So let's go to last step, it displaying checkpoint bitmap fail. So expected was this, actual was this. Fine. So here both logo is almost same, there are slight change in that, right, which human eye sometimes can't catch it, right, but Qtp can easily identify this, correct? So here this logo is 98% is same, but what is difference, correct? So we can click on this button view difference. Okay, so click on view difference, so it will tell you. So in this logo right side corner, okay, there is something wrong. Okay, white color means it's the same and identical. Okay, so here we can see right side corner, right side bottom corner, okay, here something is wrong. Fine, and that's in our bitmap checkpoint result is fail. Fine, so this we can showcase to our development team, right, and we can easily convince them that this is slight change in that bitmap, okay, which you have to correct. Fine, so this way manual tester can easily test, okay, on website logo or image using bitmap checkpoint without having expertise in that, correct? So this way it's very useful for manual tester as well as automation tester. Fine, so this is our bitmap checkpoint. Alright, let's move to next checkpoint, and next checkpoint is text checkpoint. Text checkpoint, so text checkpoint does what? So it will check whether text present in that page is correct or not. Text checkpoint will check whether text present in that page is correct or not. Fine, so for this we use text checkpoint. Alright, so let's take one example for text checkpoint. So using text checkpoint we can check any website text. Okay, so let's take one example for this. So many times tester need to check content of a website. Okay, and it is very tedious to check manually. We need to check spell, font size of that text and everything. Fine, so it is better for that particular functionality we can use text checkpoint, correct? So for example this web application we are testing, okay, and in this we are taking one page called, let's say, privacy policy. Okay, privacy policy. Okay, so we are testing this privacy policy page, or let's take this page, support home page. Okay, so we are testing this page, right? So on this page we have to test text. Okay, and text always remains same. This text font, text size should not be changed in any regression cycle. Okay, and this is our expected result. But sometime in regression cycle or maybe in future maintenance, okay, this font of page or maybe size or maybe extra content is get added in this page, which is wrong. So for this reason we use text checkpoint. Correct? So how to apply text checkpoint? Let's learn. So start record, same process. Go to insert checkpoint and select text checkpoint. Okay, and your mouse become hand button and QTP get disappeared, and just click on that particular para. Fine. As soon as we click on that, QTP will catch that para. Fine. QTP will catch on hold that para, right? So displaying here text checkpoint property. Also they've given here a feature to configure this, right? So we can configure text. So click on configure. So using this configure option, we can check from this paragraph particular one text also. Okay, particular one text also, right? So we can select that text and click check text. So each time QTP check from that paragraph or maybe particular that text on the selected text. Fine. Or we can select text before, text after. Fine. But currently our requirement is checking whole this content, right? So we are not selecting this option, we are keeping all text has to be get tested, right? Also we can see here it displaying match case, exact match, ignore space, text not display. So we want each time this paragraph all text data size has to remain same. So we want exact match, right? Exact match, and we have unchecked ignore spaces between words. Fine. And now we are using here 10-second checkpoint timeout. Correct? So now click OK, right? And stop recording. Okay, this line is not important, so let's delete this. Okay. Alright, so now let's use here condition if this condition match, then print text checkpoint pass, else print text checkpoint fail. Okay, right? So this is different URL, so let me use this here. Alright, so now let's debug this. Yeah, it's giving error, so let's investigate why it's giving error. So line number 34 and 37 is giving error, right? So which is best thing to learn. So after end if there is a dot, let's remove this dot and click save, right? Error is gone. Fine. So always save the script and then start debug or run. Correct? So now we are in maintenance stage. Let's assume we are in maintenance stage, and now developer has changed this some text, maybe some text fonts. Correct? And checking all this thing manually, it's very tedious, it's very time consuming. So it is better to apply text checkpoint on all these pages. Correct? All these pages, each paragraph. Correct? So let's start debug and see how it works. Right click, debug from step, click OK. Right, so we are at line number 30. Okay, click debug. Fine. So currently it's same text, same font, hence QTP is in then part. Correct? Debug. So it displaying currently here text checkpoint is pass, right? Let's go to automation result. Let's see the result whether it's pass or fail. Fine. So currently our checkpoint is pass because it's same font, same text. There is no change in that. So in which scenario it will be fail? Correct. So if developer change this font size, okay, maybe some extra word or text is get added in this page, so that time it will be fail. Correct. That time it will be fail. So now let's see result. Okay, now let's see the result. So it displaying text checkpoint pass. Okay, so this is that text, right? Displaying in a green color means it's pass, right? So earlier it at exact same text was there, and now also it's same text. There is no change in that, right? And this condition we apply, right? And this text checkpoint is pass. Fine. So this is our text checkpoint. Correct? Text checkpoint. Right? Let's see now next checkpoint. Fine. So this all checkpoint is very useful for certification point of view. Alright. Let's move to next checkpoint called database checkpoint. Okay, database checkpoint. So this database checkpoint will check whether content of records or data is correct or not. Fine. So what is database? Okay, so database wherein we can store data, right, in row and column form. Okay, which is one logical way where we can store the data. Fine. So for this we can apply database checkpoint. Okay, we can apply database checkpoint. Database checkpoint we can use without recording also, right? Database checkpoint we don't require recording mode. Correct. So let's take simple example, okay, of database checkpoint. So I'm creating a small table, okay, in Excel. Let's say serial number, okay, student name, fine. So we have created here small this we call table, right? Okay, fine. So here there are 5 rows are there and 3 columns, right? And here there are total 15 values are there, total 15 records are there. Correct. So we want always this data has to remain same. Okay, this data should not get changed, right? Or this value should not get changed. But sometime maybe developer will change these values, right? Or these values get edited or get deleted sometime. Fine. So for this reason we can apply database checkpoint. Correct. So how to use database checkpoint? Let's see, right? So currently in my system there is no SQL, so I'm using this flight reservation application database, okay, for learning purpose. Okay, so this is inbuilt application of QTP. right? So how to apply database checkpoint? So go to insert checkpoint, database checkpoint, right? And currently displaying unable. So this we can do without recording also. Fine. So let's go to database checkpoint. Fine. So currently we are applying database checkpoint. So qtip is different, database is different. So we need to connect qtip with SQL. We need to connect qtip with database method. Fine. So we can see displaying here connect to database using ODBS method. Fine. And we have two options, right? So we are selecting specify SQL statement manually. Click next. Okay, means we need to connect qtip with a database. Fine. Both is different entities, so we are going to connect qtip with database. Okay, now click on button create. Fine. Currently we are using inbuilt machine data source, so select tab machine data source, right? And we can use this machine data source Excel, MS Access, DBase, right? But we are using this ready-made database qt flight 32. Click on OK. Below this we have tried SQL statement, but as soon as we click OK, here we can see one string is get generated, right? Which is nothing but one file path of this database. Okay, so which we not required to worry. Fine. Below this we have tried SQL statement, select star from table name. So we are writing here table name orders. Select star from orders. Orders is table name. Correct. So connection is get established. Now click on finish. So as soon as we click finish, so that query get fired. And now we can see here database checkpoint property. It displaying all these columns of this application. See. So currently we can see in database checkpoint it displaying all these columns: orders, custom, departure, flight, tickets. Okay, these are the fields of this application. So you can see date of flight, from flight to departure, arrival, okay, agent name. So these are the fields on this application. For each field we can see here column name, correct? And this is all our datas are there, right, which user is entered. So currently we can say there are total 10 rows are there, 8 columns are there, right? So in this database table we are at last cell. So currently there are 10 rows are there and 8 columns. Fine. Means there is a 80 values are there, 80 datas are there, but we want this data has to remain always same. You should not get changed, you should not get deleted or edited in any situation. Fine. So we are here check all these values, right, and apply OK button. Fine. So we use here a database checkpoint. So here also we can use if condition. If then okay, print a database checkpoint is pass, else print database checkpoint is fail, right? So if data or some values got changed, then print if fail, right? So right click, start debug. Fine. So now qtip will compare, okay, that's values and now current values also, right? So if it's the same, then result will be pass, but if values get change or remove, then it will display fail. So currently our database checkpoint is pass, right? These are condition which we have selected, and it displaying checked 80 cell and succeeded 80. So it's the same value, same data, there is no change in that, and hence this database checkpoint is passed. Fine. So testing this way values in a database is very easy in QTP. Correct? But database checkpoint we don't use for each and every project. This is depend on requirement. Okay, this is depend on requirement. Okay. Let's see next checkpoint, which is also depend on requirement. So we don't do for each and every project. Sometime manager suggests to use this checkpoint, and that checkpoint we call XML checkpoint. Correct? XML checkpoint. Fine. So same way here, tester need to check XML files. Okay, so let me give a brief of what is XML and why XML is used. So XML is one file extension same like HTML, okay, wherein we can store the data, and XML used for send and receive data, right? And we can store data in XML. Okay, so this is one kind of file format, okay, which is used for storing data. Correct? So sometimes manager suggests tester to check XML data, but problem is here tester don't have expertise, tester don't have knowledge of XML. So how tester can check that XML data, or how tester can do XML testing? Fine. So that time we can take a help of QTP XML checkpoint. Correct? So let me showcase one XML file. So this is one XML file. How we can open, right click and add it. Fine. So this is XML file. Correct? So we are not going more in detail in XML. Okay. So this is one XML file. Fine. So this is one way to write XML. So here XML file, we have stored some data. Correct? So now this is XML schema, or we call structure, right? This way we write XML file, or developer write here XML files, right? So this is root, and here end of root. Okay, this is start of root, this is end of root. Correct? Here we can see there are three childs are there. Three childs are there. Okay, in that we can see values, right? So this is name started, name ended, name started, name ended, right? And here we can see backslash means it's ended, and inside that this is the value. Fine. So we want to test this XML file structure, which we call schema. Even we want this structure syntax has to be same, right? There is no wrong thing in syntax. Sometime developer forgot to put backslash end of any child or maybe root, so it is wrong. Fine. Also we want to check here this value has to remain always same like database checkpoint. It should not get changed. Fine. So testing this manually, it is very time consuming and complex. Correct? And maybe tester don't have expertise in XML, so how they can check with less time? So we can take here help of XML checkpoint. Correct? So here XML checkpoint will check this XML file schema, structure, these childs, these values are same or not. Correct? And this XML checkpoint we can do without recording also, right? So let's see how we can use XML checkpoint, right? So go to menu, insert, checkpoint, go to XML checkpoint. Okay, so we have to give XML file path. Correct? So we are giving currently XML file path. Okay, and click OK. Fine. So as soon as we click OK, displaying XML checkpoint property, right? So this is that environment means we call root. Okay, from that XML file start, there are three childs are there, see, okay, three childs. Inside that we can see here that values, okay, which we have seen in that XML, correct? This is the value, correct? Fine. So we want to apply checkpoint on this XML file, right? Plus we want to check schema structure, along with that all this value and these three childs, correct? Fine. Now click OK, right? As soon as we click OK, Qt will apply checkpoint on that XML file, and let's use here if condition, right? And now let's try to run this code, and let's see is it same XML file or data is changed by developer or not. Right? Okay. Right click, debug from step. Correct? Let's see the result. Right? Result is pass. XML checkpoint is succeeded. Right? So it's the same data, there is no change, everything is fine. So in which scenario it fail? Right? So when developer change something in that. Okay, so just for our understanding purpose, we are changing this XML file some data. So select that file, add it, okay, and we are changing here current value, okay, Google to Facebook, right? So we have changed one value Google to Facebook. Fine. So previously it was Google which was expected result, and actually is Facebook now, right? And now click save, right? And this developer change and they will not inform us, right? So it's very difficult to find that, correct? So let's try to run this checkpoint again. Save this script, right click, debug, okay, fine. So we can learn that Qt is comparing very fast. It's going to else part, right? And let's see the result. So in print log it displaying checkpoint fail, right? Let's see why it's failed. So go to automation, result, right? It displaying checkpoint fail. Let's see why it's failed, correct? So we have here button view XML checkpoint result, so click on that. So as soon as we click, it displaying that whole structures, values, everything. Fine. So here everything is passed except this value, correct? So Google was expected value, okay, and actual value is Facebook. Fine. Okay. So this is our expected XML tree and this is our actual XML tree. Correct? See, this way minute changes also get find easily through XML checkpoint. So if tester don't have expertise in XML, they can easily test this way XML file data. Correct? And is it same XML file or not? Correct? So this is the use of XML checkpoint. Correct? Now let's see last checkpoint, which we call page checkpoint, which is very useful. Page checkpoint, right? So how to apply page checkpoint, correct? And what's the use of page checkpoint? So page checkpoint will check load time of a page, total links of a page, total images of a page, correct? So here page checkpoint will compare load time of a page, links and total images, correct? So how we can use page checkpoint, let's see. So we'll use page checkpoint for Google, right? So for Google we want to test total links, total images, and also along with that load time, right? So page checkpoint we can't see in a checkpoint. Okay, we can't see here page checkpoint. Then how to use page checkpoint, correct? So start record, go to insert checkpoint, okay, and we have to select standard checkpoint, right? Always make sure application is parallel open. So we are applying this page checkpoint on Google. Okay, we are applying page checkpoint on Google, correct? So let's start record again, start recording again. Record, go to insert checkpoint, select standard checkpoint, right? We can't see in this list page checkpoint, so select standard checkpoint, right? Click anywhere on a page, right? So your QTP will catch standard checkpoint, but we have to apply here page checkpoint. So it's displaying here web element because we have click on this web element, but we want to apply page checkpoint and hence select page Google. Okay, so select page Google, fine, and click OK. Alright, so as soon as we click OK, it displaying checkpoint property, object name is Google, class is page, load time is 3 seconds, total images on this page is 3, total links is 47. Fine, so now this is our expect result, and each time we want this link has to remain always same, image always same. So for this we use page checkpoint. Also in page checkpoint we can check this page HTML source code. We can check that page HTML tags are proper or not, so that we can verify this, correct? Also we can check on this page broken links, correct? Broken links means when we click any link, okay, and our web page navigate to some different page, or it display 404 error, okay, or that link doesn't work, so that we call broken links. So this page checkpoint also check broken links, correct? And we are applying here page checkpoint 10 seconds. So we want to apply checkpoint on this Google, and always we want this load time, images, link has to remain same. It should not be changed in maintenance also, correct? Okay, now click OK button and stop recording. So we apply page checkpoint on a Google page, right? Else print page checkpoint fail. Then and if you don't write and if, it will throw error. Fine. So now maybe developer has changed some here links, they've added some new links. Okay, so in further regression cycle same code we can run again, right? And we can check pages taking same time, same links, same images are there or not, right? So we can click save and start debug. Okay, so now our Qt will compare that page total links, images and load time. Fine. So currently displaying result fail. Let's investigate why displaying fail. So currently some links or something is get changed, so it displaying fail. Correct. So very minute change, it also check rapidly. Okay, also it's displaying here what links are checked, right? So these are that link is get checked. Correct, displaying all link list, right? So this we can showcase to development team and tell that this links was not present, or these are the extra links, okay, which got added in this website, or this link got replaced. Correct. So this is the help page checkpoint we can use for any web application and make sure that page is taking proper load time or not, total links, images are same or not. Correct. So this way we can do easily website testing for any pages, and it save a lot of time. Correct. I will suggest for practice purpose, try page checkpoint on Google News. Okay, Google News. Fine. We know Google News, after each few minutes new links is get added, right? It's very rapidly change. So do one thing for practice purpose, I'm giving assignment. So try page checkpoint on Google News and run after a while, after minutes, and then see the result. Correct. I'm repeating again how to use page checkpoint on Google News. Correct. So start record, go to insert, go to checkpoint and select standard checkpoint. Okay, click anywhere on a page, right? Click anywhere on page. Fine. It display web element, but select page because you want to apply page checkpoint and click OK. On that page, if there are many links are there, many images are there, right, it will take little time to display. Fine. So now it displaying load time is 11 seconds, number of images 47, total links are 316. Okay, so here we can apply page checkpoint on this page, right? And when we run after a while, it will display result fail. Correct. So we can learn in which scenario it fail. Okay, if fail result we get, what kind of details we get, right? Because when we run this script each time, always it pass, because we can't change manually that Google links. Okay, we can't change Google homepage links, images. Correct. So we are just learning this way. When page checkpoint fail, if fail, what kind of result detail QTP display. Correct, which is the best way to understand page checkpoint. Correct. So that's it, I'm giving this for assignment, so just try for this practice purpose. Correct. So this is our page checkpoint. Fine. So this is all about checkpoints. Alright, so we'll stop here with this today, right? So just keep practicing, study hard. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.